Sa DZRH, sa Elizalde.
Forget the past, it's time to mend.
Corporate thing.
So, ang sinasabi ko na lang,
Isang mapayapang hapon Pilipinas, narito ang inyong balerina ng bayan, Lisa Macuja, na bumabati sa lahat ng nakikinig sa atin sa DZRH at sa lahat ng nanonood ng RH TV, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga kasamahang alagad ng sining at kultura sa buong bansa. Last Sunday na po ng 2015 at sa pagtatapos ng taong ito, nais nating balikan ang isang independent Filipino film na siyang itinuturing ng maraming kritiko bilang breakout movie of 2015 dahil sa di inaasahang tagumpay nito. Bukod sa napakahabang theatrical run, this movie also broke several box office records na masasabi nating di pangkaraniwan para sa isang indie. Bukod sa metikulosong direksyon at pananaliksik sa likod ng pelikulang ito, naging susi din para sa kanyang tagumpay ang kakayahan nitong pukawin ang damdamin ng mga manonood, lalo na sa mga tema ng kabayanihan at pag-aalay ng sarili para sa kabutihan ng mas nakararami. Kaya't para sa huling yugto ng ating Art2art Christmas Specials, samahan ninyo kami sa kalahating oras ng masaya at makabuluhang usapan kasama ang mga producers ng pelikulang General Luna, sina Eduardo Rocha at Fernando Ortigas ng Artikulo 1 Productions.
Ang Artikulo 1 Productions ay itinatag noong 2013 bilang pagsasanib puwersa ng dalawang independent film production companies, ang Tuko Film Productions ni Fernando Ortigas at ang Butchie Boy Films ni Eduardo Rocha. Kasama ang premyadong direktor na si Gerald Tarog, binuo nila ang makasaysayang pelikulang General Luna. Bilang pinakamatagumpay na independent film ng 2015, ang General Luna ay nagkamit ng maraming box office records sa mundo ng pelikulang Pilipino. Kasama na dito ang highest grossing historical film, highest grossing independent film, longest running continuous theatrical run, at highest grossing Philippine-produced independent film in the US. Ito rin ang naging official entry ng Pilipinas sa Best Foreign Language Film category ng 88 Academy Awards na gaganapin sa Hollywood sa darating na Pebrero. Dahil sa napakalaking tagumpay ng General Luna, lalong nabuo ang loob ng mga producers ng Artikulo 1 na ituloy ang dalawa pang pelikula na kasama sa pinaplano nilang trilogy ng mga bayani, ang talambuhay ni General Gregorio del Pilar at ni Pangulong Manuel L. Quezon. Isang mainit na pagbati ang hatid ng Art2art sa mga producers ng Artikulo 1 na si Ginoong Eduardo Rocha at Fernando Ortigas.
Kasama po natin sa hapong ito ang mga bayani sa likod ng Artikulo 1 Productions at General Luna, producers Eduardo Rocha and Fernando Ortigas. Ed, Fernando, welcome to Art2art.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
And of course, congratulations for having the breakout movie of 2015.
Thank you.
Naging bisita namin dito, I will switch from Tagalog to English. Sure. Naging bisita namin dito si John Arcilla. At nung naging bisita namin siya dito sa Art2art, I think magbubukas ang General Luna in a few days at that time. And we were trying to do our part to promote the film and to talk about the film because, you know, understanding how difficult it is to market an indie film.
And historical,
and, you know,
at that.
A historical film, yes. So little did we know na naging monster hit ang pelikula. And so, what do you think was the game changer, you know, for the success of General Luna?
Well, I think that the main thing is that the public ended up owning the picture. They claimed it as theirs, and that's what made this movie a breakout hit.
So it was basically the public's reaction
Yes.
to the film. And
Yes.
how clear was that? Was it very clear to you in the first day of showing?
No.
No, I think it's after
all the posts on Facebook, on Twitter, on the social networking sites.
Yeah.
I think it was after the first week. And I think, as Ed said, it was the public, but more so the students. Because we had a school tour, and I think they're the ones who rallied behind it after the first week, and the word of mouth.
The word of mouth, really.
Came out, from
Yeah.
that.
Not just word of mouth, the word of the internet.
Yes,
And that's the new word of mouth.
Yes, that's the new word of mouth. That's true. Okay. So, magbalik tanaw tayo. Let's go back to the concept, the original idea to make a film about General Luna. Can you tell us a little bit of the history behind General Luna, the idea to make a film on, and why did you choose Antonio Luna?
Okay. Back in the early 90s, I was getting a bit upset of how our nation was backsliding. And I was saying, oh boy, they should, I'd like to do a movie that will shake the nation. I was saying, I want to get a hero that's not considered a hero, that people overlook, forget. And I thought of Luna, because he was a man, an imperfect man, who loved this country perfectly. And I thought that he would be the closest thing to a Shakespearean hero that we have. Tragic Shakespearean hero. But then that stayed a bit like this. I contacted Henry, it'd be interesting to work on this, but then we wrote a script that went to Oliver Stone that he optioned, called Little Brown Brothers, about the Balangika massacre. And then Sergio Santiago called me and said, hey Ed, for the centennial, can you give us a 1-hour TV show? What hero would you like? And I said, perfect, Antonio Luna. And he said, why Luna? I go, well, I explained why. So we did a treatment we did a script for a 1-hour TV show. When Sergio read it, he goes, no, this is too good. We've got to expand it to a film. So we did expand it to a film. And then it scared people. It scared people because I was saying in my script
Because
that
it was a big gamble.
no, not only that, for the centennial, we were celebrating our independence, and I didn't believe we did earn our independence when we signed that declaration in a way. I was saying, had we been united as a country, you can understand that, but we weren't. So I wanted to hold a mirror to the nation, said, why are we still like this? And didn't want that negative.
Scary.
That was scary for the centennial celebration.
Yes.
So it went into mothballs. But then it was almost made 3 to 4 times, rewriting scripts, taking out real names because nobody wanted to risk being sued. But I thought, why don't you just buy the rights for the book? Because it's research, there's support, so nobody would do that. So then when the stars aligned, I sent the script for competition in the FDCP, and it won 3rd place in a
So
it's about heroes.
The original idea was in the early 1990s?
Yes.
And how long was it in mothballs then?
Well, the first draft came out in 1997 until now, but Leo Martinez kept the script alive. He says, come on, we got to submit it, So we submitted it, won a prize, and it caught the attention of Gerald Tarog, who wanted to do a film on Luna. So when he read the script, he said, I'd like to do a rewrite. I want to add some things. I go, sure. But let me see your work. When I saw his work, I said, this guy's a genius. I binge watch. I went into a Gerald Tarog marathon. I said, he's the guy. And although I was set to direct it with Henry, co-direct with Henry Francia, I realize now that from 1997, a lot of things have changed, and I've lost the pulse of the youth, whereas Gerald still had it. So I said, we have to appeal precisely to students because they're the future. Future of our nation. And when he did the rewrite, I was glad to see that he put back the names the way I wanted it in the beginning, and he added scenes that I was asked to remove because of budget. And then he did a lot more, which was the stroke of genius. Like if the script was Delta Star, he took it from Delta, he took it to Delta Star. And then the script by chance fell into his hands.
Okay.
And then he can take over.
So the script fell in my hands, and it was just right timing because I was just on the verge of changing careers, if you put it that way, from the family business into something that I really wanted to do, you know, most of my life. The rest of my
Everything
life.
happens for a reason.
And so I read the script. I told Ed, let's meet with the director, and within the first week after reading the script, we met. And so the first thing we decided is that do we take this film to like in the festival route? Do we enter it in the Seminolaya or the Manila Film Festival? And we said no, maybe not, because it should stand on its own. And so from then on, the ball already started, to roll. I said, okay, let's not do this thing fast. Let's take our time. I'm not pressured in getting it out next week, just like a lot of films are done. So it took about 9 months of pre-production, and Gerald wanted to shoot in the summer, in the hottest days of the year.
Yeah.
And so it was 2013 when I read it, mid 2013, and so the whole year it was just pre-pod, getting screwed together. And since it was my first venture into it, I needed allies. I told Ed and Gerald, I need help because I don't know the industry, but I will venture into it. I know the shortcomings that people already said that it's historical movies don't make. But I always told myself, well, there could always be an exception. And as long as we do everything good, and the bottom line is that if we get a film that selfishly, if I like, then that's okay. The extra bonus comes out if anybody else beside myself goes to the cinema. So we finished shooting in mid 2014. Again, I told them I want a long post-production, the CGIs, because there's a lot of telephone poles and satellite dishes in all the places we were going. And at the same time when we started to shoot, I said, okay, and the budget was definitely going a little bit higher than initially that was quoted to me. And but we also said, okay, we need now a good marketing team. So we got we assembled about the best we could find, and that was with Tingna Brida and Ria Limhak. They came on like on the first day of shoot. I told them, okay, let's now you do your job by what are the avenues that to exploit this film. Yeah. And one of the first people that came in was a group called Dakila. And they said that they were in touch with a lot of the universities. And we said, okay, we have to get the students behind this. This is historical. They have to know their history. So there was a school tour that was done. And this was done, we started of June of this year. And they went to about 35, 37 universities. They showed the clip. They got the historians to accompany them. And all the students were really excited. And so, and we knew that we wanted to open up on the school year. Yeah. And the rest is basically history.
Going back to the research part, how extensive was the research done to verify the events portrayed on the film?
We based it basically on Professor Jose's book, the definitive book, The Rise and Fall of Antonio Luna, which is already well researched. But we also did support, Ria actually did extra research to support it. And we also based it on one of my heroes, Nick Joaquin, who actually endorsed this from my original script with Henry and wrote an introduction to it. And also Luna's Mustache, a lot by Ambet Ocampo. So that gave us a full picture. It was very well researched. And since he bought the rights to the book, then we could use the real names, we could use
Yeah. But of course, in any film, there's always the artistic license, right?
Of course.
So, paano nasingit yun in the scenes of the film?
Well, you know, it's funny because in any historical movie, I don't care how well researched it is, the dialogue, unless it's taken out of a courtroom, is all fictitious.
Unless there were video cameras
Right.
recording that event at
But
that time.
what we did was basically, like what Luna says, it's easier for the earth to meet the sky than for two Filipinos to agree on anything. That is a direct quote from him. But we made it dialogue rather than, you know. So we put a lot of words in their mouth that really would come from him. The artistic license comes in creating dialogue, but also the research helps us keep him in character as he's speaking. And of course, everything he says, bayan o sarili, well, that was his, that's what he believed. You know, and well, there's some artistic license for comedy, for example, the coffin scene. That was Gerald's idea, you know. And but everything else was pretty much real.
Okay, we all know na marami talagang natuwa na very honest and sometimes brutally frank ang General Luna. Pero meron din bang mga nagreklamo?
Some complaints.
Yeah, there were a few complaints. When we came out with it, we knew that to put it directly, the Aguinaldo family may not look kindly on us.
Yes.
And also the Buen Caminos and the Paternals. But if you really look at the picture, is that we're not incriminating or blaming any one person. I think that everybody had their justifiable reasons. You know,
No villains.
And and it was just how do you protect your own family? You know, people wanted to go at war, but then there were also family members who were just like, enough fighting. You know, let's just, you know. But I guess that's where the clash of ideas. You know.
Yeah, in developing the script, I decided from the first day, Henry and I said, we're going to give everyone their motivation. We're not going to make cardboard characters of the antagonists. Okay, but if you look at Luna, you consider. I mean, you notice he made a lot of wrong choices in the movie. Okay, a lot of wrong moves that led to his downfall. Likewise, so he would be an anti-hero because he's flawed. But also, I don't believe in villains, so we made an anti-villain. And you can see that Aguinaldo, everyone says he looks weak. No, that guy's thinking. Listening and thinking. And when he makes a decision, he acts. And you could see, like, even the Paternos, I mean, they said, okay, America's here. What can we do? How can we beat them? Let's just try to work things out. You know? So you can understand where they're coming from also. You know, what's interesting also is that Buen Camino was played by a Buen Camino.
Yes. Marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan kasama ang mga producers ng Artikulo 1 na sina Fernando Ortigas at Eduardo Rocha. Dito pa rin sa Art2art, magbabalik po kami pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art2art. Schedule ng mga inaabangang konsyerto. Update sa mga magagandang panoorin sa mga tanghalan at teatro. Narito na ang Art2art Calendar.
Narito ang ating arts calendar sa musika. Tampok sina Haji Alejandro, Marcos Sison, Ray Valera at Nonoy Zuniga sa concert na pinamagatang The Classics na gaganapin sa December 28, alas 8 ng gabi sa Newport Performing Arts Theater ng Resorts World Manila. Ang apat na mga awit ay nakilala noong dekada 70 at 80 para sa kani-kanilang mga hit songs. Para sa ticket, tumawag sa Ticketnet 911-5555. Ang Resorts World Manila ay matatagpuan sa Newport City, Cyber Tourism Zone, Pasay City. Sa sining biswal, inihahandog ng Yuchenko Museum ang exhibit na pinamagatang Painted Memories, The Works of Lai Yu Sun and Yue Fei Lai na makikita hanggang January 16. Tampok ang mga obra ng dalawang henerasyon ng Chinese artists, ang amang si Lai Yu Sun at anak na babaeng si Yue Fei Lai. Gamit ang tradisyonal at makabagong techniques, bumuo sila ng mga portraits, landscapes, animals at calligraphy. Ang exhibit ay bahagi ng Full Circle Exhibition Series ng Yuchenko Museum na nagpapakita ng mga obra ng Chinese at Sino-Filipino families. Ang Yuchenko Museum ay matatagpuan matatagpuan sa RCBC Plaza, 6819 Ayala Avenue, corner Senator Hill Puyat Avenue, Salcedo Village, Makati. Para sa karagdagang detalye, tumawag sa 889-1234. Inihahandog ng Kamuning Bakery Cafe at ng Project Art Incorporated ang third solo exhibit ng writer-photographer na si Giselle P. Casilag na pinamagatang Snapshots. Nagsimula noong December 7, makikita ito hanggang December 31. Tampok ang mga larawan ni Casilag ng mga urban scenes, architecture at nature views sa mga lugar tulad ng Melaka, Hong Kong, Seoul, Zurich, Kyoto at Barcelona. Kabilang din ang mga kakaibang piyesa niya kung saan lumikha siya ng kwento batay sa mga larawan niya. Matatagpuan ang Kamuning Bakery Cafe sa number 43 Judge Jimenez Street, corner K 1st Street, Kamuning, Quezon City. Bukas ito mula alas 7 ng umaga hanggang hating gabi. Para sa karagdagang detalye, tumawag sa 416-1637.
Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Kasama ang balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja. Art2art.
Kasama pa rin natin sina Fernando Ortigas at Eduardo Rocha ng Artikulo 1 Productions. Okay, nasabi ninyo sa isang interview na ang General Luna ay isa lamang sa 3 historical films na gusto ninyong i-produce as Artikulo 1 Productions. So, what's coming up in next year? In a few days, it's going to be 2016.
We did promise the students and the public that if we recovered our investment, that we were going to do a part 2 and possibly a part 3. And the part 2, we are going to do Gregorio del Pilar. Now, it won't come as fast as we would like to hope, because since General Luna caught us, unexpectedly with the success, we're still we already started the process that we've announced that we're going to do Gregorio del Pilar. Our director Gerald is already starting to write the script, do the initial research for it.
So it's another 9 months pre-prod.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But since Gerard likes to shoot in the summer, so more than likely it'll be the summer of 2017.
Okay, summer of 2017.
And then there's going to be the post-production. So we're hoping to come out, well, sooner than 2018, but that looks like where the target date will most likely fall.
And of course, dahil nga sa success ng General Luna, mataas ang expectation ng public. Is that creating a lot of pressure?
Actually, not really, because we plan to go with the same passion and the same insight that we did with Luna. And if we do that, I think now the story of Del Pilar is different, of course. It's more complex. It's more complex because we're going to be dissecting a human being as a hero and a very flawed one at that. What made this guy, who was a flamboyant, very young boy, become such a hero? Willing to sacrifice everything, So it's going to be a different take, a different feel. But if the third one, if things work out, will be about Quezon.
Quezon.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you hope to achieve by bringing to the screen the lives of Antonio Luna, Gregorio del Pilar, Manuel Quezon?
Awaken the nation. Just historically, that I think that we're still a divided country. When can we all unite? Do we have to unite when somebody gets killed or dies for us? And basically, that's just and that's the way how the history has been, with us.
It's the nation needs to look at ourselves. I mean, we have to really look at ourselves as Filipinos and say, let's look back, because I was dismayed that few people knew Luna. You mentioned Luna, they say one.
Yeah.
Don Antonio. And for example, there's an example, even when the movie came out, people were asking, why didn't Mabini stand up? Why was he always seated?
Yes.
well, we don't have a sense of history.
Yeah.
And I think it's our job. I think it's one of our missions to bring that out to the youth, because a lot of people don't even know that the Japanese occupied the Philippines. It's sad. The state of our educational system doesn't do it. All our historical landmarks in Manila have been destroyed in World War II, and any new structures that came out after that were destroyed to build other things. So, if you go to Europe, everyone knows the history because it's in the buildings. Yeah,
There's
see everything.
physical evidence. Of,
and here, or unless you go to Vigan or other places in the provinces, but in Manila, no sense of history. So it's important that film fills that void, and perhaps it would encourage our teachers to do a better job in teaching the students.
Yes, and of course, congratulations.
Thank you.
Not just to the success of General Luna is now the official entry for the Best Foreign Language Film category in the 88th Academy Awards. This coming February.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What do you think the opportunities will be that will open up for you and for our country because of that?
Every year we have a select. The country picks a film. We have never made it to the short list. It's 81 countries this year that submitted films. So, and the short list will be 9. And after that, the final 5 will be the nominees. But the chances are very. I mean, I'm not expecting it. I'm just praying for it. You know, if we make the short list, that's already history making in itself. But it's tough competition, very tough competition.
And I understand the DVD of General Luna is out.
It's out. It's out. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure not many have missed the theatrical run, but if you did miss it or you want to watch it again, it is out in all the major
outlets for DVDs.
Outlets. Okay, so what other kinds of movies do you wish to produce as producers? Well, not just maybe historical films. What other kinds of movies do you want to do?
Well, we've Gerald is like in between breaks between writing one historical movie and going to the next one. We've got a production happening with him. It's more like a psychological thriller. It's not a huge budget, but it'll be interesting characters in it. And we've also joined forces with Attorney Georgie as far as the Manila Film Festival, which I hope you go see, which is Walang Forever and Buy Now, Pay Later. So
Buy Now, Die Later.
And so we've also branched out because we do know that comedies, romantic comedies, and also horror is one of the genre that the Filipino people like to watch. The very least, we like to come out with a good product, a script that makes a sensible script.
It respects the audience.
Respects the audience, you know. And yes, we would like to, do more films. You know.
And do you think General Luna has contributed to the butterfly effect of our local film industry?
We're hoping so.
Yeah.
You know, and that at least we know that our group will be coming out with at least with quality films.
And we're coming out now, not under Artikulo, but as our own production company, Tandem, which will be opening in February, and that's a very good film. And we treat every film with the same respect we did Luna, put it this way. We also came out with 5 films in the Quezon City Film Festival, and with varied themes, very varied themes. But it's also a mission of Nando to give young filmmakers a chance to express themselves. So hopefully that, that we can start spearheading the independent film. Other producers might come out too to help our local industry, because we get very little from the government. I mean, but
that's right.
there has to be individuals.
Well, you are heroes
Thank you.
for taking the gamble on historical film. Very rarely do we see independent films indie films as historical films because of the big cast, the budget. So you are heroes. So as heroes, ano ang mensahe ninyo sa kabataan ngayon, lalo na ngayong dadating na bagong taon?
Well, to filmmakers, young filmmakers especially, don't stop dreaming. Keep your dream alive. It took me 18 years, the gestation period for Luna. So don't lose hope. Keep on and be brave in your vision, because there's always going to be someone along the line that will see it clearly and produce it for you. So be more creative and make your movie.
And to the viewers, to the general public watching movies,
please support independent cinema, because they're the future of our country. There's a lot of young, talented filmmakers that need discovery, and they need a place to show their film. So I hope also theater owners will be generous to independent filmmakers.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Maraming
you.
salamat sa pagbisita
Wala
ninyo
naman.
dito sa amin. Manigong bagong taon. And of course, good luck to the Oscars in February.
Yes, thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan ninyo kami ulit dito sa Art2art, kung saan ang usapang sining at kultura ay para sa lahat. Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, Lisa Macuja, nagpupugay sa artistang Pilipino.